Hey everybody, welcome back. Another electric guitar review today. This one is, I think it's my second IV guitar, or third, can't remember, that I'm reviewing here. But this one is the IYV, and see, I'm even calling it Ivy. It's IYV, which are initials for Inyen Vina, INYEN VINA. They are a Korean guitar company that manufactures these guitars in Vietnam. Their plant now is in Vietnam. And I believe the plant is also used by Wolf Guitars, as well as some Harley Bentons. So this guitar is an extremely well-made jazz copy, right? I would say this guitar, the closest Gibson guitar model that it comes closest to, I should say, is the ES 175. You know, there are differences, obviously, in the appointments on the guitar, style of the guitar, etc. But it's closest semi-hollow that I could think of in the Gibson land jazz-style guitar is the ES 175. So let's start off with this guy. First off, it's a very well-made guitar. Love the way the thing looks. It's mahogany, right? So it's a mahogany laminate, mahogany top, sides, and back. And I believe the nut on the guitar they say is bone. I can't really honestly tell or not, but it is nicely cut. And it is a neatly cut bone or nut, whether it's bone or synthetic, but they're claiming it's bone. The fretboard on the guitar is Jatoba wood, which is a lighter colored wood, certainly lighter than rosewood, and it's very attractive. So let's look at the guitar. So here's the body of the guitar. It's got a beautiful tobacco sunburst glossed finish on the front, you know, double F hole, center block of some sort, whether it's maple, I'm not sure. And the fretboard again is Jatoba, which is a little bit lighter in color, but it's an attractive fretboard. And here's the headstock, which is the IYV logo, and you can see in writing on the truss rod cover is something that I don't understand what it says because it's in Vietnamese. And the headstock itself doesn't have the little cut in the middle like some of the IYVs do in this body. So some of them have the smooth headstock like this. Others have the little, you know, cut out in the headstock design. I happen to like this. I think it's almost, you know, it's very similar to a Gibson style headstock. The guitar is not thick, which is also what I like. So this is not a boxy, jazz boxy type guitar. It's got a thin, you know, body, maybe slightly thicker than a Les Paul, but not much. And it is a set neck on it, you can see. And the back of the guitar also has this lighter burst color on the back. The tuners on the guitar are sealed tuners, and you simply have Made in Vietnam on the top of the headstock and a serial number. Now, the interesting thing about IYV guitars is you never know what you're going to get. There are variances in the models, the same model. For example, some of these guitars, as I mentioned, have the headstock with that's a little bit different than this one. Some of them have solid backs, whether it's, you know, a dark maroon color or a black, or in some cases, you know, a deep red. You don't seem to get the same guitar all around that you do with the same identical model, which is very interesting. Here you've got a 3-ply black pickguard. You've got your typical two-tone, two-volume knobs on the guitar. It has a tailpiece, which is different than a Gibson ES 175 tailpiece, but it's an ornate tailpiece, and I guess it does the job. And your stop bar Les Paul-like bridge, as well as 2 humbuckers. And the humbuckers on this guitar are made by a company called CNC. So they're, or Destiny, I guess, is the name of the company. It's Destiny CNC wound pickups. Now, I know Harley Benton also uses these pickups, and IYV uses them on most of their guitars. And I have to say, as stock pickups go, they're decent. I mean, certainly if you want better pickups, the first thing you can do is mod the guitar and replace them. But, I mean, I think they do the job for humbuckers. And I'm keeping them in here. Certainly with my playing ability, I have no need to change these pickups out. So unless you're a touring guy or a player, plays in a band, you want a specific sound, these may be not hot enough, I don't know, whatever it might be, you can replace them. But again, you're just starting out, you're just learning, first guitar, whatever the case might be, just want a hollow body, semi-hollow body I should say, I think you can leave these pickups in as is. The tuners on the guitar are tulip-like tuners, right? They're metal tuners. They're okay. They hold tune. The fact that the nut is cut right, and if it is in fact a bone nut, I mean, I'm not having a problem so far with holding tuning, but again, over time we'll see. The guitar body is bound, so you can see you have this white binding, off-white binding around both the top and bottom of the guitar, sides of the neck, as well as the headstock. So I'll tell you, for the price of this guitar, I don't know how anyone can make a guitar with these kinds of appointments and quality that IYV does on this thing. This is, a sub $200 guitar, slightly under $200. And again, I have no idea how they do it. The other nice thing about IYV too is that normally, and I'm not saying 100% of the time, but normally they come relatively well set up. This guitar came with the string height perfect for me. It's as low as you're going to get without having any string buzzing on the neck. The intonation on the guitar out of the box was fine. The no sharp fret ends up and down the neck, so very, very smooth frets. The fretboard itself was not excessively dry. It's fine, as most guitars that are imported and shipped from Asia here, most of them do have some issues with the fretboard being dry, etc. I didn't encounter that with this. The neck on here is a nice C-shape, thin neck, which I like. I don't like, those baseball bat or thicker style Gibson necks on these guitars. So this has a very, very comfortable neck. Very fast, very comfortable. What else can we say? Weight-wise, this guitar weighs, I haven't weighed it, but I've seen it in some others that have had the guitar reference it. I believe it's about 7.5 pounds, give or take. So it's not, it's not light, but it's certainly not a heavy guitar. I think it's, slightly lighter than the Gretsch models that are similar to this that they have, that are the semi-hollows. So it's about 7.5 pounds. Very, very solid feeling and very, very, solidly made guitar. The F-holes on here are also finished, right? They have, finished. They have this white paint around them, so they don't look sloppy. I mean, the guitar does have, if you look close enough, you're going to find floors in the paint, underneath the paint. I'll give you one, for example. Here, top of this guitar, you see at the top there, right here, right? You'll see a dark blem in the guitar, or actually it looks like a knot in the wood, or some type of wood imperfection underneath the gloss on the guitar. You're going to find little things like that, but again, they're cosmetic. They don't bother me. Again, for the price that I paid, which was under $200, no issues whatsoever with something like that. By and large, this thing is finished perfectly. Again, the knobs have variances and differences in tone and volume. They're not one of these, the old cheap knobs that you go from 1 and then you don't hear any difference until you get to 6 or 7. These are relatively good in terms of variances in both tone and volume. This 3-way switch seems to be fairly well made. It does have a little bit of give in it, but I think you'll get time out of this thing before this thing craps out. So again, for the money, if you're looking for a semi-hollow guitar that looks good, right, and is well made, and is not certainly going to break your budget, I would recommend this IYV guitar. And The model number is, I believe, IJZ 300. IJZ-300. And I'll put the correct model number in the description of the video. But what I'll do is I'll take a break and I will plug it in, and then you can hear what the guitar sounds like. Okay? I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so I'm back. So I have it plugged into a small little, Fender amp with a 10-inch speaker. It's a Mustang LT25. Right now it's just going through a clean channel, and I'll let you hear what the neck pickup sounds like on it. Decent resonance. And now he'll go to the neck and the bridge pickup. And now finally we'll go to the bridge pickup alone. Volume on it. And now we'll give it a little bit of distortion, okay? Quite a bit of distortion. Here we go. That's the bridge pickup. We'll go to both the bridge and the middle, or the bridge and the neck, I should say. And then finally, just the neck pickup. So as you would expect with, this Gibson semi-hollow style body, you do get a lot of resonance, which is nice, especially, for certain styles of music that you might be playing. So again, the guitar, I'll just play a little bit now of acoustically so you can hear what the thing sounds like, okay, with no amp, unamplified. So it's not super loud, obviously acoustically, because the body is not, it's not a big box semi-hollow guitar. It's relatively, thin-bodied, so you're not going to get, when it's not plugged in, it's not going to be super loud acoustically. But it's loud enough for you to practice and, enjoy without having to plug it in 100% of the time. The other thing I wanted to mention is the pickups on here are not microphonic. Which is great. A lot of the inexpensive Amazon-style semi-hollows, Firefly, Grote, they do have, they tend to have microphonic pickups. These don't. They're not microphonic in the least. They are in the middle of the road. They're not hot, but they're not, overly muddy. I would say they're in the middle in terms of tonality. It's a very pleasant tone, on both the neck and the bridge pickups. Again, no need for me to immediately have to replace them. And the other nice thing on the guitar that I didn't mention earlier is look at the frets. They have like a jade marbleized color to them. They're very attractive fret markers as well. And of course you have your dots on the neck. But telling you guys, for a sub $200 guitar, this is made as well as you're going to get. And sounds great, feels great. Highly recommend this IYV IJZ, I believe. And again, or it could be an IJZ, which I think it might be. Semi-hollow guitar from IYV. And again, I'll put the correct name and full description below. So there'll be a link to Amazon with, again, the description of the guitar, the model number, and the price. As of a couple of days ago, it was $194 and change. Again, guys, this can vary with these guitars. As you probably know with some of the others, the Brian May model and some of the other models that are very, very popular, they don't last long. They're on Amazon, they're gone, and then a couple of months later, one or two of them will show up. But they're in stock right now. Again, I'll put the link below. And again, guys, if you like these reviews, if you find them helpful, you want more in the future to come, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I really appreciate all your support. Any questions you have on the guitar, put them below in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Until the next time, you all be well and stay